Fastest qualifier for this was Turkey, 6:47.36. First of the non-Olympic boat class finals coming to you this afternoon. The nations in this race will be the USA, Hungary, Italy, Turkey, Czech Republic and Egypt.
USA over on that far side. There's Justin Stevens, closest to us. Harrison Tavares, both men from the prestigious New York Athletic Club. They're in lane 1. Cameron Furco just looking to the side there. Ben Suzbo behind him. The two Hungarians, both 25 years of age. In the centre lanes, because they did so well in the race for lanes. Giovanni Ficarra closest to us, and then behind him Alessandro Durante. There's the two Turks on the left of your picture in the stroke seat, Alpasevet Elen and Ahmet Ali Kabadai in the bow seat. Must be a cheer for these two, surely. Milan Victoria in the stroke seat, just banging his chest, Yuri Kopek. And finally in lane 6 in the stroke seat, Hossam Eldin Azuz and Ibrahim El Sarouji up in the bows. With the beard, I think that was.
Hungary.
Well, we're looking at the Czech crew, unsurprisingly. Let's hope they can give the crowd something to cheer.
Egypt. Attention.
All the crews getting away, and how about this Turkish pair? They're only juniors, but they took it out really bravely earlier on in the regatta. Got themselves in that centre lane as we're riding with the Hungarians, moving pretty nicely together. But it's that yellow boat of Turkey that I want to have a look at.
Yeah, that's great. You recall that race for lanes all those days ago. The Italians have gone out with a sense of purpose now. Their bows just in front. But all these men weighing in for an average weight of 70 kilos for their boat just 2 hours before. This is a non-Olympic boat class. That's why the finals are today on Friday. Sweep rowing now no longer in the Olympics for lightweights. It's just the sculling, lightweight men's double sculls, that is an Olympic sport.
And how about the Italians still up here at 45 strokes a minute? They're managing to look fairly long at that stroke rate. They had the lead, but the Turkish have just come back at them here since about the first 10 strokes or so.
Yeah, he had a look there, didn't he? Kabadai in the bow seats. I reckon they will have thought they might lead the Italians out, but the Italians, well, they've staked their claim to this lead in the first quarter of the race. Their tactics are clear: blast out, keep blasting. The Egyptians, El Sarouji and Azuz, are in contact for a medal place over here on this far side.
As they come through the first 500 metre mark, it will be Italy, 136.73, followed by Turkey, Egypt, Hungary and the Czech Republic. But the Italians still up on 39 strokes per minute, so 42 strokes per minute, and Turkish on 37 strokes per minute, just a slightly lower strike rate.
So it's fun looking in at that Turkish boat. I noticed both athletes had their own stroke coach, so they could both look down and see how many strokes a minute. They will see 36 looking back at them, as opposed to this Italian pair who will see 42 looking back at them. So you said it, Martin, the tactic was to go out and keep going. I think you used the word blast out and keep blasting. Italy are doing that, and so far it's working for them.
Yeah, look at these Egyptians over here. Is that them on lane 6, El Jarudi and Aziz? Yeah, you can see the two stroke coaches there. One blue in front of Alpasevet Eren, and one yellow in front of Ahmet Ali Kabdai.
Yeah, so the Italians still moving. How about the Egyptians? We've got a picture of them. What do you think of what they're doing, Sarah?
Yeah, the Egyptians right in the hunt at the moment, sitting in bronze medal position, I think. They're just, in fact, they could even be in front of the Turkish now. We've seen they've made a little move there, so they're actually a canvas up on the Turkish, so that's happened pretty quickly. Up at 35 strokes per minute.
Yeah, it's doing a bit of a move. It's sort of pitching around a little bit in that Turkish in that Egyptian boat. Just sort of wondering whether that's kind of sustainable, what they've done there.
Yeah, good question, Greg. El Sarouji in the stroke seat of that, sorry, the bow seat of that Egyptian boat from that Egyptian 4 they took to the World Championships in Linz.
And perhaps the Turkish starting to suffer here. It looks like the Czechs might be in a good position to start to charge for a medal here as they come through the 1,000-metre mark.
Yeah, great call, Sarah. 1,000 metres for the Czech Republic pair to get themselves onto that podium here in Račice in the Czech Republic. You can see how they've worked their way up on that boat from Turkey, who started pretty well but haven't been able to sort of sustain what they were able to do in the race for lanes.
Yeah, Yuri Kopak in that Czech pair. As we look at the Italians there, from that good Czech 4, got into the B final in Rio. Decent result for the Czechs back in 2016. He's 40 years of age, Kopak, sat behind Milan Victoria, his stroke man.
And the Turks have really disappeared. Yellow boat, centre of the picture. We saw them win this when it was the race for lanes, but this is too hot to handle today.
We've had a number of preliminary races here at this World Championship, and it's always hard to tell tactically what's going on. I don't think you can read a lot from it, and that's exactly what we're seeing play out here in the final. Still dominant in the lead is the Italians, still up on 41 strokes per minute. They haven't dipped below 40 this entire race yet, but the Turkish just finding it a little bit too hard going up in the medal positions. But here come the Czech Republic. They've now moved through the Egyptians, who have been pushed back into the bronze medal position.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say this is the only medal for the Czech team, but their lightweights double.
Yeah, lightweight men's double look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look good as well. But certainly this could be the first medal for the Czech team. I wonder if it could be a gold. I wonder if they could row through the Italians from here.
I think that's a big ask, but the Italians did go out so quickly, didn't they? They've got the overlap.
Well, they're at 43 strokes a minute already, the Italians. They've been right up there the whole time. You just wonder whether this Czech pair, they're at 39 now, working it up to 40, whether they have more gears to go through.
They'll need to find a couple of extra gears to get through. The Italians shortening up a little bit, the Italians. They're moving for the finish, trying to keep that place.
No, they've been rowing that short the whole time. They're 44. You can see it in the bottom right-hand picture of your corner of your screen. The Italians, it's not long, it's not particularly tidy, but they're doing what they need to keep their boat in front of those fast-finishing Czechs.
They become in front of the lunch tent there. Over on the far side, is that the pair from
the United States?
USA,
I think, coming in there. No, it's not the United States.
It's
Sorry,
Hungary.
It's Hungary. Oh, who also use rate as their friend, don't they? Often big finishers.
They got through the Egyptians and are now moving back on the Czechs, who are tying up a little bit.
Tying up a lot, I think. The Czechs really struggling here now to get to the finish line.
Wow, but what a finish that the Hungarians have had. Maybe they should have put that on earlier and they might have found themselves a bit further up, but they're going to do enough to get themselves into
but the
bronze medal,
treacle.
even the silver medal position
so
here.
Slowly.
Hungary up at 45 strokes per minute. In fact, I think Hungary now have themselves in the silver medal position.
Yeah,
I think they did. Yeah,
I think they did. You're right, Sarah.
So apologies to the Hungarian pair. We didn't spot you out of our pictures, but Italy really brave the whole way. Oh, shame for the Czech Republic.
And the Egyptians as well.
And the Egyptians, who, just couldn't keep it going. But at least the Czechs made it onto the podium. And the Turkish must have come in with such high hopes after winning that preliminary race. And now they're just drifting across the line here. And the United States just coming into the picture now.
Yeah.
It's quite a finish from the Hungarians. Quite a big last 500.
Spectacular finish.
Yeah, they're in 5th place at the 1,000, this Hungarian pair. 6 seconds behind the leaders. Came roaring back at the end. Couldn't quite get through. And we will see bronze medals for the Czech pair.
I know they've been in a race, those two, don't they? Oh.
Yeah, let's enjoy these slow motion pictures. Focusing in on the Hungarians, Czechs and the Italians off the start.
was amusing when you told me they'd been that short all the way along. Really.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it doesn't look that long really there, does it? Shins aren't really coming up to vertical, not really closing much of that angle between their bodies and their legs, but it worked for them. And they won the lightweight men's pair. And we'll get to the Italian national anthem, which involves dancing like that pretty much. So confirmation there, the win for Italy ahead of Hungary and the Czech Republic. Everyone else ended up drifting over the line pretty much.
So the Brazilians, no, it's the Ukrainians that lead the medal. They got the bronze medal, didn't they?
They did.
So Stanislav Samueluk and Daria Kotic lead out the medal party. In the centre, it's the French, of course, Alberti and Cado, and the Brazilians in silver medal position, Barcelos de Oliveira and the Silva Junior. The stroke seat.
Winners of the bronze medal.
So here's our bronze medalists again from the Ukraine, second bronze medal for them. Daria Kotic will get the medal from Jean-Christophe Orlon, president of World Rowing, himself an Olympic gold medalist in the men's pairs. And there is Stanislav Samolyuk, just 18 and 20, this Ukrainian combination. There is Nala going to Kotic and Simba going to Samolyuk. Well, they did end up with a medal in the end after that boat stopping crab. It wasn't the one they wanted. But, Diana Barcelos de Oliveira gets her silver medal, double world champion from Sarasota and Plovdiv. Silver here. And there's Valdeni de Silva Jr. getting his silver medal. Well, the world champions for 2022 in the PR3 mixed double sculls are France. And that's why Jean-Christophe, a Frenchman himself, is presenting the medals to the French team. Eloi Alberti, 45 years of age, from the Bayonne Club d'Aviron Bayonne. And Laurent Cadeau from Boulogne, up there in the north. The French rower in the 8. He was in the French 8 back in 2015. That back operation infection, which classified him for the Paralympic team. Good for Paris. So we will hear the Marseillaise, the French national anthem. Singing going on for that national anthem.
Yeah, a rousing rendition, wasn't it, of the French national anthem. We will get the Italian national anthem as well. As you see the Brazilian athletes there just sort of consoling each other. You can see kind of a bit of disappointment. It's just nice. He was just saying, don't worry, it's okay. Because they're going to feel like they've sort of let themselves down a little bit, but it shouldn't feel too bad. And great moment for the French.
Yeah, well, you don't want to do it in the Paralympic final, do you? So, I mean, that's going to be a big lesson to those guys.
Yeah, Yeah. Yeah, because they were big, strong favourites. You wonder whether maybe they just want to stay just slightly more within themselves.
Yeah.
And you kind of learn that lesson here at these World Championships. It's a shame to lose out in the World Champs. I guess they'll be thinking even more for Paris now with this event.
Is that a little samba music?
Yeah, party music comes in. Yeah, Sam bring the way into the crowd. Nice. You get that at European regattas, don't you? A nice kind of music when you're out training or hanging around the course. We've had some good moments being able to watch crews training. Loads of crews training this morning, weren't there?
I should have a dance camera in this commentator booth. Oh yeah, definitely. Loving that music. As we're in
No
the
one
middle of
needs
the
to see
afternoon's
that.
program of racing. No, especially not me. There's the Turkish men's pair.
Yeah, disappointment for them.
Yeah.
They would have come in with high hopes, wouldn't they? Because they were
Would have
great
done.
in that race for lanes, what it was effectively.
Are they doing the dance cam, do you think?
Oh, dance
Oh,
cam.
look at the French. Yeah, they're definitely.
No, I think they're
Yes,
just
that-
dancing. I don't think it's actually dance cam, is that?
I think they should have a dance cam here.
Yeah, yeah, no,
I should-
dance
I
cam would
think
be
they
good.
should bring it
We
over
had a
here
bit
to
of-
the commentators.
Bit of kiss
box.
cam at the Europeans, didn't
Yeah.
we? European Championships, bit of dance cam. We haven't got that here yet. So it's a lightweight women's pair. That's what it looks like. Without the rowers in it. The oars could be the other way around. Could have someone else in the stroke seat. Fastest qualifier were Italy. You can see that there. The world champions are the Americans. And we're going to see both those countries here with Germany, the United States, Italy and Brazil. Just a 4-boat race, this one.
So there are bronze, silver and gold medals on offer. So there is Eva Hoff, the German stroke from the Ludwig-Hafner Rudderwein Club. Sophia Wolf behind her in the bows. The two Americans, Elaine Tierney in the stroke seats from Westchester, Pennsylvania. And Solveig Imsdal, born in Eutin, Germany. Both women row from Vespa Boat Club. These two young Italians set the world alight, Samantha Premel and Maria Zerboni. And the two Brazilians, Isidora Greve in the stroke seat, and behind her, Luana de Souza Fangues in the bows of the Brazilian boat. Zerboni and Premel hold the world record, 7:17.42, which they set in Varese at the under-23 championships, where they took the gold medal.
Just earlier this year, did they
Yeah.
say that time? Yeah.
Yeah, I know, that's
'Cause,
cracking, isn't it?
So current under-23 champions. They were under-23 champions the year before as well. So this really is their event. The Italians at the under-23 level. They look good in the race for lanes as well, as we see the Italian boat in lane 3, just easing out slightly ahead of the Germans here. Up in lane 1, 45 strokes a minute. All crews just coming out nicely, just that extra lean back you see from the Italians. Quite different looking at the Americans, more sort of much more sort of upright in their bodies, sort of looks almost like they're pulling themselves onto their handles. They're not, it's just by comparison. Ooh, and a bit of a wobble there in the Brazilian boat. Oh, look, it's still.
Yeah, just hitting their legs as they come forward, isn't it? Almost
Yeah,
look
I
like
think
they
they're on
don't
the buoys as well.
have enough height, perhaps.
Yeah, no, you're right, whether the setup's quite right. Having to make a bit of a correction, I think. Maybe just didn't get away very nicely from the start. By comparison to this, where the boat just looks so solid in the water. Just you can see horizontally, there's very little movement, but there's also very little movement end on end. So not really pitching. As they come out through the minute. Almost look like there's just a little settle there and lengthen on the minute call.
Yeah, these two women from the Saturnia Club in Trieste, north of Italy.
Oh, yeah, we talked about Trieste, didn't we, being a bit of a sailing town.
Yeah. These two American women from Vespa Boat Club, and I'm delighted to have the chance to make amends for my bastardisation of American geography, because of course Vespa Boat Club is in Philadelphia, not, as I said, in Washington, I think, in commentary earlier in the week. Boathouse Row there in Philadelphia, famous old club.
Will that be on the Schuylkill?
I think it would be.
Oh, I'm just getting us in more trouble now, asking questions I don't really know the answer to, but I'm pretty sure it's the Schuylkill that runs through Boston. It's the good head of the river there. It's long. The head of the Charles tends to get spoken about more through Boston, but I'm sure the head of the Schuylkill is another good one people go out and do, which will be where this American pair train.
Just across from Philadelphia Zoo, so I believe.
So taking a look at the German pair here. Eva Huhoff in the stroke seat. She was an under-23 silver medalist in the double back in 2021. So we're looking now at these Americans.
Very upright at the finish, isn't she, Elaine Tierney? See, hardly any lean back at all. In fact, Solveig Insdahl is like that, and I just wonder what their coach, Michael Bartman, has made of that particular style. What do you reckon to it?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess it's so interesting to compare it to the Italians, because the Italians have such a good lean back, particularly Maria Zerboni in the bow seat. When we get to see her, how she really hangs off the blade. Even the Germans here, you can see the bodies coming through a bit more than the American boat, but because they're behind, you wouldn't say necessarily it's the right thing to do. When you look at the Italians, see how far they are out in front, you'd say, well, surely if you're only weighing in at 57 kilos, like these women are, you want to get that extra lean back going to maximise the length per stroke and maximise the use of the body weight you've got.
Of course, the Italians will be delighted to take the under-23 gold medal this year, to be under-23 world champions, but it's another step up to be world champion. If they can keep this pace going in the third and fourth quarters of the race.
Well, they're doing a good job right now. They would have won that race in Varese, that beautiful lake in northern Italy, and then moved on here to the World Championships in Rechice.
The Sousa Foyne, Fagundes and Rev not completely out of the picture. I mean, I don't think they're rowing at the top of their game. There's a few technical improvements I think they'll look to make in the coming months, but they're not miles behind the Germans on that far side, currently in third position.
No, through the 1,000 they were just 4 seconds behind the Germans, so the Brazilians could yet come back on that bronze medal positioned German boat.
You see the green hard plastic grips that the rowers have on these Concept 2 blades that they're using.
Well, these rowers have. You don't have to have the hard green handles, do you, in a Concept 2? You get different kind of handles.
I don't like the green handles.
No, because it's a sort of insert, isn't it?
Well, it kind of rips my hands apart.
Does it? Yeah.
Do switch from.
We're going to show how old school we are. But yeah, no, see these Concept 2 blades, but they've got the black grips, which are a little bit more spongy, a little bit more forgiving.
Almost like felt. Yeah, I prefer those grips.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I thought you were going to say you'd go for a wooden blade handle.
I think the amount of rowing I do now, I would go for a wooden blade handle, but the amount of rowing I do now, I think you switch into the felt grips and you don't have any trouble with blisters at all.
Yeah. No, so look, coming out here through this third quarter, the Italians have sort of held their position over the Americans. Germans, again, looking fairly solid for the bronze medal. It's about 20 metres back to the Brazilians, you might see it here. The crew's getting fairly spaced out. Italy up there for the gold, the United States for silver. Germany coming through now, and Brazil would have to do something quite special or need someone to have a problem if they're going to find their way onto the podium.
Yeah, they certainly would. As we see Brazilians at camera at the 1,500 metre mark. There are the flying Italians. Boat looks almost too big for them, doesn't it, those two?
Yeah, it does. Looks so big out of the water, doesn't it?
Yeah, these women weighing in at an average of just 57 kilos.
But sometimes you see boats sort of pitching end on end.
Yeah.
And so you need to be sort of smooth on your recovery so you don't show too much of the stern, or too much of the stern, too much of the bottom of the boat to the water. Well, they certainly aren't doing that because that boat looks very big and they're very sort of sympathetic, I will say, on their pickup at the catch of the stroke, at the beginning of the stroke when the blades go in the water. So the Americans look like they're coming back from that angle. The gap's still 20 meters according to my graphic. So now we see this angle. Italy haven't moved away, but they've just held that position that they've got.
There are the Americans, Imsdal and Tierney. Two Italians there, just 21 and 19. Maria Giovanni on the right of your picture. 21-year-old Samantha Premel, 19 years of age, coached by Franco Catano from Trieste in Italy. Come up to the finishing line and the outside their world's best time that they set earlier this year, but they won't worry about that. Delight Zaboni's arms go into the air. USA take the silver. That will be rich reward for them. An American medal, the first here at this 2022 World Rowing Championships, and another medal for Germany. And they sit their heads back in the boat in delight at that bronze medal, the Germans.
Yeah, they fall back in the boat there, but the Italian flags are waving. Confirmation there. Zaboni and Permel taking that gold medal. Silver to the American pair here. And the Germans.
They are loving it.
Really pleased with themselves. Good on them.
Yeah.
That lightweight women's pair. We can enjoy these good slow motion pictures.
Just got a little tweet in French from Emmanuel Bounoz, who was Cox to Cadeau, winner of the French PR2 double. Forgive me, my French. Quelle belle histoire, mon Lolo. Après une carrière brillante chez les Valides, monsieur Cadet, après les graves soucis physiques, s'est finalement lancé dans une carrière paralympique. Le voici champion du monde du double mixte en gare en or, je vous assure.
That's wonderful to hear, Martin. We will now see the medal ceremony for the lightweight men's pair. And then those women's pairs will get their moment, with Italy twice collecting gold medals and twice we shall hear their national anthem.
So, the lightweight men's pair, it is the Czech crew of Kopek and Victoria, who were, I think, in silver medal position briefly in that race, but had to settle for bronze. Nice to see the 40-year-old Yuri Kopek back on the medal rostrum, and nice to see a Czech flag here in the home championships. Not sure who that medal presenter is. Eva Santos, thank you to our producer Stefan there. Milan Victoria, youngster in the boat, 32. Yeah, lots of congratulations for the Czechs. Great to see them win that bronze medal. So these were the pair that really burst through in the latter part of the race. The two 25-year-olds got a gold medal in this at the Munich Euros. They've got one better in the world now. They've got a World Championship medal, silver for Ben Susbo and Kalman Furko. Ben Susbo on the left of your picture, Kalman Furko on the right. So they won better from their gold in the Europeans. I think they just step up to win silver at the Worlds for gold in the Europeans. But the world champions in this event, the high-rating Italians. It is Durante and Ficarra. Alessandro Durante, 30 years of age, is a coastal rowing champion from Palermo. And Giovanni Ficarra, also into coastal rowing, beat Kettelborsch in the World Beach Sprint Championships, I think. Giovanni Ficarra from Messina, also in Sicily. 2 Sicilians getting the medals here in this event, and we will hear the joyous rendition of the Italian national anthem.
Ladies and gents, let's hear it for our medalists.
Well, that was a good rendition of the Italian national anthem. It didn't end with a big jump, but we'll build up to that as the championships go on.
Yeah, there'll be fun in our hotel tonight, won't there? I don't know whether the lads will go out in Prague. Perhaps they deserve a night out in Prague, those 2 Italians.
Yeah, well, the hotel we're in has lots of teams in it, so I'd have thought it'd be a fairly quiet night tonight. If you win a medal today, you should probably be on your best behaviour around the rest of the team. Not quite sure what it'll be like on Saturday night, when the majority of athletes will have finished. I'm sure they'll be respectful, working well with the rest of their teams. Photographers here keen to get the pictures they want. And the tunes kick off again.
They do, don't they? The bass will come in now. Oh,
good little selfie.
I love that selfie.
Yeah. Nice that he wanted to make sure he got it as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Why not enjoy your moment as you want to? We are going to head up for the lightweight men's single. The lightweight women's single coming as well, and the lightweight quads still in the program today. So plenty more races still to come. Oh, that's sweet, isn't it?
Oh, that's Capek's daughter, is it? Or his partner's little girl?
Don't know, they've got the kids there, yeah. Looks like it. That's lovely. Czech flags painted on.
Remember that day.
So here we go, good scenes around the course. So that the Italian team, they've come to sit together. A few athletes with an athlete t-shirt in there, or that could have been a parent wearing a t-shirt. But anyway, time for